Hey everyone, welcome back to another Where Is. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I wanted to come on here and talk about another case with you guys, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Today we will be discussing the disappearance of Tomiene Jones. Tomiene Mary Jones was born on December 26th in 1982 and was only 19 years old when she went missing from Harrison Township, New Jersey in 2002. She was working as a postal worker at the time, as well as attending school, working to get her GED, and had dreams of becoming a veterinarian. She was also a devoted mother to her 2-year-old daughter, Janiyah, and had a really close relationship with her family. So the date was April 17th in 2002, and Tomiene had made plans to go out that night with her friends to have fun and enjoy herself, so she drops her daughter off with a babysitter. After she drops her daughter off, she heads back to her apartment, which was at the Mulika West Apartments in Harrison Township, New Jersey, and she waited for her friend to pick her up so that they could go out. When her friend arrived, they headed out for a night out on the town, and then her friend dropped her off back at the apartment around 11:30 p.m. Now, around 1 a.m., Tomiene calls her friend that dropped her off just to make sure that she got home safe, and according to her friend, they talked for a bit, but while she was on the phone with Tomiene, she recalls hearing another person's voice in the background, but she was unable to make out whose voice it was, so her friend just kind of disregarded it and carried on with their conversation. So again, they talked for a bit and then they ended the conversation around 1:30 a.m. So the next morning on April 18th, her brother, whose name is Tom, received a disturbing phone call from her babysitter. The babysitter told him that Tomiene hadn't come to pick up her daughter, which was totally out of character for her. She was always on time when it came to picking up and dropping off her daughter, and she was never late. So knowing how devoted of a mother his sister was, Tom immediately began to sense that something was wrong, so he immediately went over to her place to check on her. Now, once he got to her place, he immediately saw her car, which was a 2002 Ford Focus, parked in the spot that she normally parked in before heading up to her apartment. Once he got to her apartment, he noticed that the front door was open. So he called out her name as he entered into the apartment, but there was complete silence and no answer from his sister. So as he was going through the apartment, he also noticed that her bathroom door was broken, and that is when he immediately left the apartment and called the police. Once detectives began investigating her apartment, they noticed her car keys as well as the keys to her apartment were found inside her place, but her purse, her wallet, and her ID were found in her car. The only sign of disturbance in the apartment was the broken bathroom door, but police quickly believed that foul play was involved in her case. Detectives searched creeks, streams, the woods, rivers, including the Salem River, for Tomiene, but there was no sign of her anywhere, and to this day, Tomiene remains missing. Now, according to her family, Tomiene would not have just gotten up and completely left her life. Her family did have their eye on someone, and that person was the father of her daughter, Mark Goodson. Now, it is reported that Mark had met Tomiene when she was only 15 years old, and their relationship was reportedly abusive. Tomiene and Mark had ended the relationship multiple times, and she actually had to take Mark to court in 2000 for child support. Again, the relationship with Mark was abusive, and Tomiene had even went as far as living in a women's shelter just to get away from Mark. However, again, they seemed to always get back together. Now, the most disturbing part about this is that back in April of 2000, so just 2 years before Tomiene's disappearance, a 20-year-old woman's body was found, clothless, floating in the Alloway Creek in New Jersey. The body would soon be identified as Nyoka Bryce. Now, Nyoka had also dated Mark in the past, and she also had a child with him as well. However, her case is unsolved, and there was no evidence to link Mark to her disappearance. Police also have not been able to link him to Tomiene's disappearance, and he has denied any involvement in her disappearance and says that the last time that he had spoken to her was the day before she went missing. Now, another disturbing thing that happened was the same day that Tomiene had disappeared, Mark was arrested and sent to prison for child molestation as well as drug charges. He had filmed himself having sexual relations with a 13-year-old girl when he was 25 years old. Now, thank God he was arrested and she was able to receive a restraining order against him. Now, as far as Tomiene's case, her family still holds out hope that she is out there somewhere and will return home to them. Her parents have been raising and taking care of her daughter, Janiyah, who has plans on becoming a veterinarian just like her mother. Now, unfortunately, that is all the information that we have for this case. Again, Tomiene was only 19 years old when she went missing. She is African American with black hair and brown eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she was about 5'4" to 5'6" in height and weighed about 135 pounds. She was last seen wearing a red, white, and orange off-the-shoulder printed dress. She has a burn scar on her left thigh and has pierced ears. If alive, Tomiene would be 38 years old. Her case is classified as a homicide and foul play is suspected to be involved. If you have any information, you can contact the Harrison Township Police Department at 856-468-0600. Now, there is a $10,000 reward for anyone that has information that will lead to Tomiene's whereabouts. Now, of course, I want to know what you guys think. I just find it very strange that both women that were with Mark disappeared. I just find it very odd, and I just hope that one day whoever is responsible will come forward so that both families can have some peace. Again, let me know what you guys think about this case. That is it for me today, you guys. I hope everyone has an amazing day today, and I will see you in the next one.